Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ayana, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the things I did to get scholarships to pay for college. But before I get started, make sure you subscribe, and if you like the video, like and share. So before I get into my steps and stuff, I just want to share with you guys that I am a freshman at Spelman College. Spelman costs money that I don't have, so I had to do these steps because I wasn't going to take out a loan and I was going to go to Spelman. First thing I want to start off with is make sure you put yourself in the right position, meaning do those honors courses, do those AP courses, or at least get good grades so that when people look at you, it's like, oh, this person's a good student, gets good grades. Community service, you want as community service as possible. You want to have good letters of recommendations from your teachers, so do well in your classes. Develop relationships with your teachers so that when you ask them for recommendations, they're able to write really good recommendation letters. Make sure you're involved, extracurricular, all stuff like that. Make sure you're overall a well-rounded student and a good person so that when people look at your resume or see your transcripts, they're seeing good things, or when your teachers are writing about you, they have nothing but good stuff to talk about. So you definitely want to put yourself in a good position so that when you present yourself, there's nothing that is like, oh, but. You don't want the people looking at those scholarships to have any buts about you. It's like, oh, this person did that, oh, this person did that, oh, this teacher said that. You want all good stuff, and that's based off of how you present yourself as a student in school and outside of school and extracurriculars. So my first tip is to look for specific scholarships for you. Meaning, when I would look up scholarships on my Google searches, I would look up scholarships specific to females. Or I would look up scholarships for Hispanics, scholarships for Hispanic females, scholarships for Latinos, scholarships for Puerto Ricans, scholarships for African Americans, scholarships for African American females, scholarships for blank, anything that fulfilled who I was. And you want to make it very specific. And what that does, it makes your competition pool much smaller. The smaller the competition pool, the better for you because you're more likely to get the scholarship. Also, focus on local scholarships. A lot of people are like, oh, I need the big national scholarships. I need to get the Coca-Cola scholarship. The Coca-Cola scholarship is great. People apply for it, people get it. But it's a huge applicant pool. It's I think every high school senior in the US. So you want to look for smaller scholarships that are in your region. So I would look up scholarships for DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia, or scholarships for people living in DC because that's specific to my area. If you live in Chicago, look for scholarships for Chicago students. So you definitely want to look for local scholarships because once again, that's making your applicant pool. You're applying for something where the applicant pool is smaller. My next tip is don't let those scholarships that are smaller in amount turn you away. The scholarship says $500 or only $1,000. Don't think, oh, well, it's not 10K, so I'm not gonna apply for it. No, apply for it. Most of the scholarships that I got are little scholarships like 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,500. I got a few that were all larger scholarships, but most of my scholarships were those smaller scholarships. So definitely apply to those because they're there for a reason. Look for scholarships at local churches. That does not mean you have to be a member at that church. I got a scholarship from a church and I'm not a member of that church. So definitely look up churches that may be accepting applicants for scholarship for students who do not go to that particular church. You also want to look for scholarships that are funded by sororities and fraternities in your area. You don't have to be affiliated. Your family members don't have to be affiliated. I have gotten some scholarships from sororities and there was no type of affiliation. They were just offering scholarships for students in DC. I applied for it and I got them. My next step is ask your parents if their job offers scholarships for students who are children of their employees. That makes sense. If you have any special talents, look for scholarships that cater to that. For me, I play piano, I'm a musician, so I'm gonna look up music scholarships, I'm gonna look up piano scholarships. I'm gonna look up music scholarships for African Americans, music scholarships for Hispanics, Latinas. I'm gonna look for that. That goes back to my point earlier, be very specific. But yeah, if you have a talent, definitely look for scholarships, whether that's writing, photography, music, visual arts, singing, whatever talent you have, there's a scholarship for it. So definitely look for it, and like I said, see if you can be specific about it. My next tip is, if you're a first generation college student, there are lots of scholarships out there for you. I'm not first generation, but I did notice that when I was looking for scholarships and applying, there was a lot out there for first gen. If you're first generation American, there are scholarships for you. So if you're first generation American, if you're, if your parents are immigrants, or if you're an immigrant, there's scholarships for that. Another thing, ask your high school counselor. It is their job to make sure that they ensure that their students can go to college. So I got a couple questions. One of the first questions was, how was the experience? I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It was tiring. It was tedious. There were times where I was discouraged, where I'm like, I'm applying to all these scholarships, staying up all night, and I haven't gotten anything. Ignore it. Keep applying. So the next question was, what did I write about? So there are many different scholarship prompts, but they start to overlap and you start to get the same questions. So of course, for some of them, I ended up using my personal essay that I used to apply for school because it matched up with some of the prompts. And my personal essay was basically talking about what it was like growing up in a multi-ethnic background, and like what that was like and all that. So that's what my essay was about, my personal essay. So that prompt I did end up using for some scholarships. Some scholarships want you to talk about your community service. Some scholarships want you to talk about what you want to go to school for and why. Another tip is, make sure you can have people you trust to proofread your essays. So for me, I had my 11th grade English teacher, I had 3 family members, and I had 3 close friends. All those people are strong writers. They care about me. They're gonna be honest. If something sucks, they're gonna tell me. I also had a writing coach. She was really, really great. She was able to help me as well. So that's like 6 or 7 people that I had on like Team Ayana when it comes to essays. Those are pretty much all my tips. I hope you found them helpful. I hope you can learn something from it. Please share with anyone who you may think find this helpful. So high school students, college students, like, please get the word out. If you don't share the video, at least share the information. It's what worked for me. This is how I was able to pay for my whole first year and most of my sophomore through senior year of undergrad. If you have any questions about applying for college or scholarships, please feel free to DM me on my socials or leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos about school specifically, tell me what type and I'll make them. And yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned, and thanks for watching my video. Bye.